Hi guys, how are you? I'm excited to see you. Now, what I'm going to be doing is this. I'm going to be interpreting dreams. This session, I call it My Mornings as an Interpreter. I allow you to be able to go through with me my dream interpretation process, especially how I respond to those that have been sending me emails. So we're going to interpret at least 3 to 4, even 5 dreams through this specific teaching program. The reason why I call them teaching programs is because when you see me interpreting dreams, you'll learn how also I break down dreams and I'm able to interpret dreams as an interpreter. So it's not really a moment to learn, but it's a moment to discover how to also interpret your dream. Now, I'm going to first start off with this dream here, and I'll try the best I can to read as fast as I can. But normally I just love using applications that allow it to be easy for me to hear the dream. So I'll also use the same application. You're hearing the audio, and I hope that if you're hearing the audio, you'll be able to pick up what the dream is saying. What I want you to try to do is I want you to try to interpret the dream before I finish, conclude. And if you come out with an interpretation that is close to what I interpret, it means that you're growing. You are increasing in your ability to discern and to interpret dreams. So let's just do this together. So let's just play the dream, and I hope you'll be able to interpret way before I interpret the dream. God bless you.
Good day, Apostle. Kindly help to interpret my dream in which I saw myself cleaning up amniotic fluid. I am supplier with a sugar factory in my awake life, and I saw myself in the dream that I went to the procurement office where I found 3 procurement officers sitting there. The office looked like it was a hospital laboratory, and in the middle was a delivery bed and looks like a woman had given birth there, and before I knew it I started to clean the place. I picked up a lunchbox filled with the amniotic fluid and went to pour it into a sink, which suddenly turned to be a kitchen sink filled with dirty plates, and it felt wrong. I am so confused about this dream. Please help me.
So you heard the dream. So I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to be able to come up with your own interpretation. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just tap your interpretation, your perception of what this dream means before I say out what I feel that the dreamer is going through. And what I want you to do is, if you type it, if it is close to what I have said, I want you to say that I got it. I want you to type it in the comment section and say, I got it. This is an interactive program. The purpose of class is to learn how to interpret dreams. I always say to people that my job is not to interpret your dream, but to help you to learn how to interpret dreams. So this class is helpful also to help you to understand how to interpret dreams. So how do you interpret such a dream? The first thing is you have to find out what is amniotic fluid. What is amniotic fluid? Amniotic fluid is the fluid that surrounds a fetus. So you'll notice that amniotic fluid only is seen when a child has been birthed. So meaning that there has been something that it has been birthed. And you'll notice that as she goes to her workplace, or as she goes in to this place where she works, that's where a woman has given birth. But she's focused on now cleaning the office so that the office maybe can be a presentable place. But there is an error that's there. Where is the baby? We see the woman, but where is the baby? So this dream shows that this person, God wants to increase them, but they are focused on perfection rather than focused on what God has given them or birthed for them or through them as a business. So they are focused on perfection, and they are being distracted from what has been birthed. In as much as perfection is necessary, because whenever you see plates and a sink, these are tools, things that you use in ministry. So the person is focused on perfecting their systems to a point whereby they are not paying attention to what they have birthed in a way that allows that thing to be secured and to also grow. So they have been given great responsibility as, how can I say this, as a business person or as a procurement officer, but they are focused on perfecting the systems rather than taking care of the responsibility that they have. So the key is to focus for the responsibility that they have. That's the key to this dream. I'm going to play out. As we're on a break, I was able to type a message for the dreamer. But also now I'm going to allow you to hear the message that I have for this dreamer. Remember, this is my mornings. So let me just allow you to hear what I say to the individual. God bless you.
Hi, how are you? Your dream reveals that you are so focused on perfection that you might be overlooking what God has birthed or released to you. The key is not to focus too much on perfecting systems, but rather to concentrate on what God has birthed for you and through you. By focusing on what God is doing in your life, you will be able to walk in the perfection you seek. Right now, your attention on things that are not essential is distracting you from the key responsibility you have received. God bless you.
So that's the response that I gave to her. And my desire is whenever I'm responding, it's not just a response, but it's a prayer that the people that are receiving the message can be able to walk into what God is saying. So imagine such a dream that appears so simple and but yet carries so much information that can be helpful to the dreamer. So this is my morning. So the noise, the background noise that will be happening as well, the things that are happening, these are my mornings. So, but what I want to do is this. Let me read the next dream. So this is, I'm going to go to the next dream and let me just put it up and let's just hear the dream together. It's my first time also hearing the dream. It's not like I took specific dreams that I prepared before, but I'm just reading the dreams as I've received them in my email.
Hello Apostle, yesternight I dreamt two dreams. One was I was in a wedding ceremony. The other dream is that I visited in my aunt's home and I went to one of the toilets outside her compound and that toilet was not fixed well, so I stepped on a wood and I wanted to fall into the hole of the toilet, but I need a somersault and I didn't fall into the toilet. So everybody who was within was astonished and carried me to my aunt's house, telling her how I survived falling into the toilet because it's a deep one. I entered her house and after few minutes my aunt removed all her dirty clothes and all the sofa covers that was dirty and asked his son to bring his dirty clothes as well and told me to wash them all. What does that dream mean, Apostle?
This dream is deep. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity again to interpret this dream. So I'm going to count 1 to 10 seconds. This is fun. This is interactive. It's a moment to learn. But I feel like some of you didn't hear the dream properly. So I'll play the dream again for your advantage.
Hello Apostle, yesternight I dreamt two dreams. One was I was in a wedding ceremony. The other dream is that I visited in my aunt's home and I went to one of the toilets outside her compound and that toilet was not fixed well, so I stepped on a wood and I wanted to fall into the hole of the toilet, but I need a somersault and I didn't fall into the toilet. So everybody who was within was astonished and carried me to my aunt's house, telling her how I survived falling into the toilet because it's a deep one. I entered her house and after few minutes my aunt removed all her dirty clothes and all the sofa covers that was dirty and asked his son to bring his dirty clothes as well and told me to wash them all. What does that dream mean, Apostle?
So were you able to hear the dream? So let's just count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now type in your response. Some of you are like, Apostle, there is not enough time. But are you noticing that for me, immediately as I'm hearing the dream, I'm able to pick up what the dreamer is saying and what is the dreamer going through. I don't take time thinking about the dream too much, but as I'm just hearing the dream, I'm able to interpret what the dreamer is saying. So first of all, you look at the toilet and there is a wooden floor. Already when you see a toilet and there is a wooden floor in a pit toilet, that's something that's strange. Because pit toilets do not have wooden floors. Pit toilets sometimes have concrete slabs. So if a pit toilet has a wooden floor, then that means it's an error. So this person is getting into their aunt's house. And in their auntie's house, that's where the toilet is or where that issue is. They are about to be consumed by what's going on in that auntie's house. Meaning that it's most probably they grew up in the auntie's house. So when they grew up in the auntie's house, the enemy wanted to also subject them to the same systems that affected all the children that were under this family. But because of the type of spirit and joy this person carried, they were not oppressed. Because when you're somersaulting, it means that you're having fun, meaning that the joy that they carried in their spirit allowed them to be lifted above difficulties and the problems that were there in that family. They were not affected by the condition that they were raised in. But the problem is this now: being given the sofa covers, the clothes, and every dirty thing. It means that this system is not happy that this person was able to have a breakthrough. So it wants to subject her to the same conditions that everybody else is going through in the family. But I feel like she has the capacity to be able to overcome this demonic system. Though she's subjected to the system, she has the capacity to overcome it because she overcame it before. She has to help others to overcome the system. So that's what basically the dream is about. So we're just going on a short break, and I'll be back just now with the other parts of the dream so that you can understand my own interpretation. God bless you. So this is my response to the individual. I want you to just hear what I've said to her in an email.
The first question I'll ask is, did you grow up with your aunt? If so, the dream suggests that there were issues and a demonic influence that wanted you to follow the same pattern of life as your aunt and her children. However, because of the joy you carry, you did not yield to the system, and it did not control you. Now that you've moved out and have experienced some form of success and breakthrough, this system still doesn't want to release its hold on you. You are now connected to this battle, not because of your own struggles, but because of the battles others in your family are facing. If you do not stand in prayer for them, the system will continue to have power over the family. This dream is a call to pray for your aunt, her children, and the entire family. Ask God to send His Spirit to bring deliverance to them, just as you have walked in deliverance. God bless you.
So this dream is a call to prayer for the individual, to pray for her auntie and to pray for the children of the auntie. So it's a very beautiful dream, but it takes wisdom to be able to master what some of these dreams will be saying. So let's just read the next dream. Now, for this next dreamer, they have made an error that I normally do not like interpreting such dreams. Why? It is because they have written: one, the first dream; two, second dream; three, third dream. In as much as I'm a dream interpreter, when you send me a dreams like this where you write three dreams at the same time, I normally ignore the other dreams. Why? It is because when interpreting dreams, each dream carries its own language and should be interpreted separately. It's like a puzzle. And also sometimes I don't want to say it's frustrating, but it's because when I'm looking at this, it's not just one page of email, but it's like you are scrolling down and you're not even seeing the end of the email, so you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Even if I say I want to play one of the dreams, we'll spend the whole program trying to just hear one of the dreams for the person. So I'll try to just play the second dream. Is the shortest dream, but as I pray this second dream, I believe that I'll be able to understand what this dreamer is going through. But when you're sending in your dream, just try to send one dream. Wait for even a week for me to respond. And then when I respond, send me the other dream. Wait for me to respond again and send me the other dream. It makes it easy to interpret all your dreams.
I used to listen to him, and in that dream I was in the field telling children to close the field gate so that children will not go out. Then I saw the prophet with someone, and he turned to me and was telling me that they want to use the gate. Initially I did not recognize him because I was far. So as soon as I noticed he was the one, I was happy and ran to him kneeling down. He asked what happened to that child, he died or what. I was like, I don't understand that, I don't have a child yet. Then I told him I'm tears that my husband has left me and married another person, and the lady is pregnant, and that I've lost everything, no job, no money. He prayed for me and said that he could not see anything on my case. I was like, why? He said God did not show him anything about me. He then asked me to hold on, that we will enter grocery store, he will buy me things, and then pray again that I should not worry. As we were going to the store, because it's inside the field, he saw some people too and they were greeting him. He asked me to wait, that I should not go. So we went to the shade of a big tree to get shopping gate, and my phone rang, so I woke up. I did not complete the dream.
Okay, you were able to hear the dream. It's a prophet. And there is a part that is interesting at the beginning of the dream. I used to listen to him. Imagine the person is saying, I used to listen to the prophet. But yet the prophet is showing, the dream is showing the ministry that the prophet had and has on her life. But she's saying, I used to listen to her, to him. So before I allow you guys to interpret this dream, I would also want to teach something that a lot of people have disconnected from people that God sent to them to be a blessing to them and to help them to birth what they were supposed to birth. So I'm going to now interpret the dream myself because of the details that are within the dream that are a bit so many. You notice that there is a field, right? And there are children in the field. A field is a place of productivity. It's work. It's your place of productivity. It's your workplace. It's your home. Anything that causes you to produce, that's your field. So you'll notice that there were children in the field, meaning that God also wanted her to have children, though the dream shows that she struggled to have children. So not only is she struggling with having children, she's struggling with the infidelity of her husband. All the things that she's describing, where she says she has lost her husband, she has done this, is struggles that she's having. Why? It's because maybe she disconnected to a system that God sent to be a blessing to her. So now she's having difficulties. But even as she is within the dream, it shows the distractions that she has. Her phone is ringing while she's working with the prophet, meaning that there are relationships that she could have had when she had or when she was following the prophet that distracted her from what God wanted to do through the ministry of the prophet in her life. So the prophet is going to buy her food in the dream, meaning that the anointing that is upon the man of God is key to the breakthrough that she's been seeking, and maybe the reversal of some of the arrows and the battles that she's been facing. So the dream is a call to fellowship, fellowship with the prophet, fellowship with the ministry of the prophet. And as she follows the prophet, she'll be led into a place of abundance, a place of increase. That's what the dream says. So I'm going to just pause this, interpret for her, as in send her, type something, and then I'll read what I've typed for her in the next few minutes. Pay attention to what I've said to her. And as we hear what I say to her, you will understand how also I take time to respond to people. Let me just read this.
Hi, thank you so much for submitting your dreams. I would love to interpret all of them, but it is easier for me to focus on one dream at a time. So, I encourage you, after receiving this message, to create a separate email where you can resubmit your other dreams. Thank you for your understanding. Now, regarding the dream you mentioned about listening to the prophet, I have a question. Are you still connected to that prophet? The dream shows that the key to your breakthrough lies in your connection and relationship with this prophet. If you are no longer following the prophet, I encourage you to find ways to reconnect and resubmit yourself to the ministry of this specific prophet. Your dream also highlights some of the challenges you've been facing, difficulties in conception, infidelity in your marriage, and a lack of productivity in other areas of your life. God has given you this prophet as a helper to guide you through birthing and securing everything He has planned for your life. So, despite the troubles and problems you've been experiencing, the breakthrough you seek is connected to this ministry and the prophet. God bless you.
So imagine, for me, I don't even follow the prophets, but when I'm listening to her dream, I noticed the key to her connection to that ministry. So I'm not saying this because of a relationship that I have with that man of God. No, the fact that, okay, he's another man of God, so I have to say this. I interpret the dream as is. So I'm not interpreting bias, thinking that, okay, this could be a member, that could be a part of my ministry. I understand that there are people that God has given to specific ministries. My job is to interpret dreams. When I'm interpreting dreams, some are fathers that are listening to me that are thinking, our children are sending dreams to this man of God. Is he not going to take our people? No, I'm not going to take anybody's people. My job is to interpret dreams, to help people understand what God is saying to them. And some of them, as I'm interpreting the dreams, they'll be able to be more effective in and within ministry. And some of the ministry they are called to is your ministries. So it's not a place whereby it's me saying, this is my ministry, I want people to come to Apostle Humphrey. No, it's dream interpretation. What is dream interpretation? Dream interpretation is helping people understand how God speaks through dreams. So he could be speaking about the reason that the person is going through troubles is they are not following closely to their men of God. So that's the key. I help people to understand how God speaks. That's the key only. So thank you so much, and it's always amazing. It's always amazing. I would want to continue showing you guys my interpretive process, but sometimes I know that you can have the patience to listen to just a few of this. For you, it's 20 minutes, but for me, it would have been something like 30 minutes and above, because you see there is a part where I'll pause and type. You have to work on the grammar. You have to work on other issues. Thank you so much for submitting your dreams. They have helped me to grow in my ability to write. My English has grown, but it's not enough for my English to just grow. We also need to grow as a ministry. So for those that are listening and are saying, what, Apostle, your ministry is a blessing to us. I just want to be a part of the ministry, as in partnership, even prayer. We need your prayers. We need your prayers, because we'll be traveling to Kenya. Imagine Kenya, we're going to be having a one-on-one dream interpretation program in your nation. It's going to be beautiful. But we're going to be having a prophetic service on Saturday, the 30th of November, 2024. So we're going to be just having fun. It's going to be beautiful, and I cannot wait to see you. So I'm coming to Kenya, but this morning programs, we're going to be posting them every Monday, so that you know my interpretive process as a dream interpreter. Thank you to those that were patient enough to wait until the end. Don't forget to be a partner with our ministry. Don't forget to be a prayer partner and a financial partner to our ministry. God bless you.